Welcome to Flow 360. This is new week, and we have Mickel Alexander this week.
Yep.
Born and raised in Grenada. He's
hmm
an engineer technician. Welcome to Flow 360,
Thank you
Mickel.
for having me. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. Okay. As we get it started, let's talk about Grenada. How was your early life growing up in Grenada, man?
Well, I'm originally from Willis, a small community in Grenada. Well, Grenada is a small island anyway.
Uh-huh.
Grenada is only 21 miles long.
Okay.
Um, Life in Grenada, growing up, in a beautiful island. Go to
hmm
the beaches. You have neighbors right next to you. You grew up in the community. It's beautiful It's beautiful it's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, I understand that being in a third world country,
hmm
it's obviously the neighbors, the people, the cousins and the uncles and the families, all of them,
Families
that makes you who
together.
you are, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right? How
yeah.
was how was that for you?
It was beautiful. It helped me shape who I am today. It helped me shape to be the person I am today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the community raised you. So
Mm-hmm.
growing up in Willis, especially like someone on the street that my mom knows could go tell my mom, hey, she saw Mickel doing this today, or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so like the community raised you. So
Yeah.
that helped me shape to be who I am today. Just the whole family oriented vibe that we have back home, being a third world country. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
look out for everybody. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a major thing back home.
Yeah,
The
and
warmth.
nothing to go against third world countries, but you know
hmm
what? It's a joy
Yeah,
to be
it
born
is.
and raised in those
It
countries,
is. It
because we
is.
we have those stories and we have those roots within us
Yes, those
that
memories of
that
childhood. Yeah,
yeah, that
yeah.
pushes us to go beyond where we can,
Yeah, for
right?
sure. Yeah, 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 for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, all
Yeah.
right. Let's talk about early life education for you. How
hmm
were you as a student in terms of your grades and stuff? How was the school
Mm.
life for you in Grenada, man?
Uh, I wasn't an A student. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
that much of a big student per se, but
Mm-hmm.
I was okay. I went to a private primary school,
Mm-hmm.
St. Mary's Junior School.
Yeah.
Then I went to the Grenada Boys Secondary School.
Okay.
Shout out to
Shout out
them.
to
And
them.
Intercall 2024, hopefully they capture it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to T.A. Marshall Community College. That's where
Okay.
everybody goes after high school. I
Okay.
mean, secondary school back home. So I was okay.
Yeah.
I was more into math. I
Yeah.
cared about math more than every other subject. I hated reading.
Yeah.
My dad always tried to get me to read and stuff, but I hated reading. But reading is better for me now. But I love math. I love numbers, working with numbers. I
Yeah.
was okay. So yeah, that's my education.
Okay. And obviously in different countries or different areas of even the U.S., they
hmm
have dress code for schools. What did you all have a dress code going in a
Oh yeah,
school?
yeah, yeah. We had a dress code. My school tie, GBSS was white with a. I mean, not my school tie was white, but the tie was red with different color stripes on it.
Uh-huh.
And then primary school, but in college, you didn't have to have a uniform. Based on what I studied, didn't have a uniform.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I mean, getting up every morning, having to iron shirt and iron your
Yeah.
pants,
Yeah.
and wear
Looking
the
looking fit
uniform.
and ready,
Yeah, looking the prestigious look. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. I like it actually more than just getting up and just wearing whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I kind of have similar experience like
yeah,
you,
yeah,
but not many people get to experience that.
yeah,
Although it might be a
yeah.
little harsh, like you said, waking up, iron your clothing, and get ready and go.
hmm
It's something that we have in our memories
Yeah, we
forever.
take pride in for sure. We
Yeah.
take pride in that experience to have a uniform on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can tell a different school by the uniform.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Could you tell me about your first experience with tennis? I know that obviously you're a college tennis player, right?
hmm
And played in terms of for Grenada and competing within or out of the country.
Yeah.
But what was your first experience with tennis? When did you start it? How was that for you?
My first experience with tennis was in primary school. Like they had a primary school program by one of the coaches in the ministry working. Yeah, so I started playing. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't really have a choice but to play. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody had to play in PE time,
Mm-hmm.
physical education lesson, and then I
Mm-hmm.
just got better at it. I
Okay.
tried every other sport. I tried soccer, I tried basketball. I was okay in cricket, but
Yeah.
tennis, I just escalated way more in
Yeah.
tennis. I guess I just, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can still do one-on-one on basketball, dude. I remember
Uh,
our memories
hey,
back in
listen, I'm
back in
trying to,
college time.
yeah. I mean, hey, I can dunk right now. Stop playing with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can dunk right now.
All right.
hmm
Tell me about your in terms of your family, right?
hmm
Obviously, they're our backbone, and
Yeah.
they push us to go where we want to go,
hmm
going after our goals and dreams.
hmm
How was family support and in terms of the care and support that they had for you, understanding of what you wanted to do? How was
Yeah.
that? How were your family? Were they supportive? Not so supportive? How would you describe that?
My family was 100% behind me
Mm-hmm.
all the way through. As tennis not being a big sport back home, they
Mm-hmm.
didn't know much about it. But
Yeah.
whatever I did, they supported all the way through.
Yeah.
Whatever decision I made, going
Mm-hmm.
to school and all the way to, especially my mom. My mom is my hero.
Mm-hmm.
She put in the work to get me out here to make sure I, do what I need to do,
Yeah.
get the loans, get, what I mean. So
Mm-hmm.
she pushed for me too. So my mom is my hero for sure when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
pushing. But my dad, my sister, everybody, they supported all the way through. They were there. My aunts, my
Mm-hmm.
uncles, even family I met here,
Yeah.
they pushed all the way through. Whether they understood tennis or not, they understood
Mm-hmm.
scholarship, what it meant. But all my friends, yeah,
Yeah.
they all supported. They
Yeah.
didn't have a clue, but they supported. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They knew that you're going after something that you
Yeah,
loved.
yeah, I'm going after something that I love. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
said, yeah. So whether they know much about it, they supported it all the way through.
Okay.
So support wise, I had it 100%.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah,
Family support is a fuel for every kid who wants to, whether it be a engineer, a
for
teacher,
sure,
or a tennis player, or even, I mean, whatever you want to pursue
for sure.
in
Yeah,
terms of your career.
yeah.
If you have someone pushing you, giving that little,
Encouragement.
being a little
Yeah,
backbone type of deal,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It just
Encouragement.
makes you feel a little more confident
Yeah, that you
on
can.
what you're doing.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. It helps. It gives you that push that you
Mm-hmm.
so need, so desire. Sometimes it could be challenging to just pursue your own
Yeah.
dreams or own goals, but like that little percentage that your family gives
Mm-hmm.
you or anything helps you like come do the utmost,
Yeah.
overcome obstacles and yeah.
Yeah. Um, I wanted to ask you, like, did you ever thought you were going to be an engineer, or what were your goals in terms of when you're young? What did you want
Um
it to be? What did you want it to do when you would grow up?
so like I mentioned, I like math a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing math. I
Yeah.
like seeing numbers. I
Yeah.
don't like seeing words at all. I feel like I go blank. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like seeing
Mm-hmm.
words, but I like seeing numbers. So like I mean I could have went any direction I really wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
but seeing my dad in the building aspect of, my dad is a builder, so like
Mm-hmm.
see him in that aspect of his career and
Mm-hmm.
wanting to pursue that too. He teaching me and bringing me places. I didn't want to do the work itself, so I always wanted to see a way I can not do the work itself, like
Mm-hmm.
be a carpenter or be a hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to be more behind the scenes. So like engineering,
Yeah.
architectural engineering was more
Yeah.
the career I wanted per se. But like, I went to school, I studied math, so now I'm just open to whatever engineering I want to,
Yeah.
whatever field I want to, whatever path,
Mm-hmm.
left that book open. So yeah, so because of I love my love of math,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to pursue engineering.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have that as a child growing up. As a
Yeah.
child growing up, I wanted to be a professional tennis player.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like as
We,
life
we
started
we
to
all have something, some crazy
come
dream.
to
Like,
crazy, I mean, it's
I want to
not
be
crazy, but
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Although we don't know what we really like or love, we're
yeah,
like, I want to be a rapper,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
don't know any actual rap, or
Yeah, you
you
don't
want to
know.
be a
Yeah,
boxer, but you don't even
yeah,
have a good footwork. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So tennis wise, I mean, I use tennis to get me a scholarship and get
Mm-hmm.
me where I need to be. I love tennis. I'm trying
Yeah.
to, pursue tennis still. I'm still
Mm-hmm.
trying to play professional and
Mm-hmm.
still, but career wise, I feel like engineering was
Engineering.
perfect for the way I like numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of what you just said, like tennis wise, right?
Yeah.
You're still pushing that.
Yeah.
Do you think what you did as a kid, where you played and competed
Mm-hmm.
young, and
Mm-hmm.
as you said, you came here to the U.S. with a scholarship.
Yeah.
Obviously, every kid wants to be a D1 athlete. They want to go pro. They want to do this, that. But like,
Yeah.
how? What are some of the tips that you would give to some kids in Caribbean or Grenada or in third world countries that are struggling, that are trying to go after their sport, but
Yeah.
still don't have a clue on what they want to do? How? What are your suggestions in terms of what they
What it
should
should
do?
do.
Yeah.
Well, the path I took SATs,
Mm-hmm.
but SAT is not the only option.
Yeah.
Um, excuse me. If I had advice for someone right now, I'd tell them go to junior college here in the
Mm-hmm.
U.S. because it's way cheaper. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to go get a loan. You don't have to. It's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You get into the system.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you get into the system, you do your 2 years. You perform to your best of your ability,
Mm-hmm.
and then you look for a 4 year college. You look
Yeah.
for that 4 year. I mean, after junior college, you just have 2 years left to,
Mm-hmm.
and then once you perform good in a junior college, the handouts is going to come like crazy
Yeah.
in Division 1 schools, Division 2 schools,
Yeah.
NAIA schools. They gonna want you to come to their
Mm-hmm.
school
Mm-hmm.
regardless. There's a lot of athletes that made it to D1 and
Mm-hmm.
from my country, so yeah, they took the junior college route. So I would advise that. If not, then I would advise SATs
Okay.
to get into the system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of your college life here in the
Mm-hmm.
U.S., I guess when you came here, was it easy for you to get adjusted or pretty difficult?
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard being on my own. Like I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, coming from an environment where people look out for people,
Mm-hmm.
coming to an environment nobody looks out for you
Yeah. Yeah.
is a big adjustment. Like,
Yeah.
you'll look at somebody and be like, can you help me with, what I mean? But they're gonna be like, what? Like,
Yeah.
they don't know about helping you with
Mm-hmm.
these certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta go get it by yourself.
Yeah.
So that was a big cultural shock for me. Like, nobody looking out for you out here. You have
Yeah.
to
Do
be
it
on
on
your
your
P,
own.
do it on your own,
Yeah.
be on your P's and the Q's. You have to
Mm-hmm.
be snappy, and
Mm-hmm.
that was a big adjustment for me. I came here when I was 20,
Mm-hmm.
so that was a big adjustment for me. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And what would you say your reality was in terms of expectations? We all say, oh, U.S. has this, that, they got the best schools, they got the best
Mhm.
sports, they got the best jobs and
Mhm.
business and buildings, all of that, right?
Mhm.
We all see U.S. as a place where we can go get our dream, but is it that easy, right? So
Mhm.
what was your expectation and reality like in terms of
In
that?
terms of US, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, the buildings and the roads and stuff is big culture shock. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have these kind of buildings
Yeah.
in my country, or these roads, these highways, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't have this type of stuff. But like, opportunity wise, the US is a place where there's a lot of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, job wise, there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things you can get your hands in, like things like, besides just being a regular, let's say a doctor, or
Mm-hmm.
there's uh, people that do data for
Yeah.
doctors, and
Yeah.
scientists behind the doctors, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there's always a position behind
Yeah.
something. So like there's always something in the
Yeah.
US, so like
Even
even
if nothing, you can be a custodian,
yeah, exactly.
right?
You know what I mean? So like there's always something behind something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm not a full engineer as yet, but I'm an engineering technician. So
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm working alongside engineers.
Yeah.
So there's always something, there's always opportunities compared to being back home. There's not much opportunities in the same field. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's not much buildings going up. So like even if you wanted to be an engineer, you can't
Mm-hmm.
just say, oh, I got this project, I got this project, I got this project to do. So
Yeah.
like that's the difference with being coming to America and seeing all these
Mm-hmm.
opportunities
Mm-hmm.
that you can have.
Yeah.
But America in itself, like, the people is nice, it's okay, but like it's not what we think it is coming
Yeah.
from back home. We see it as, oh, you go into America, like you have it nice out there,
Yeah.
like it's not that.
It's everyday grinding,
It's
right?
everyday grinding. It's
Yeah.
everyday being on your P's and the Q's. Sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
just want to relax. Like you
Yeah.
come from an environment where you can just
Yeah.
relax. You know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
just think about it. If you're in Grenada, you could probably say, "Yeah, I just don't want to go to work today."
Yeah, you could. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you could just
You
be
could
like,
just go to mom's house and
and then
just
go to
relax for
mom's
a
house.
month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, what I mean? Like, no, I have to cook every day.
Yeah.
Like, back home, my mom.
Yeah.
What I mean? Even if your mom don't cook today, you can go by a neighbor and
Mm-hmm.
say, do you
Yeah.
have some food today? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Get a couple fruits from
The trees
neighbors'
growing,
trees.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't even do that here because everything is processed food, and you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just different.
a
It's
lot
just
different.
different. It's a lot different.
Yeah.
You got to be
Um,
on the grind.
yeah, and you mentioned being an engineer technician, right?
Hmm.
Working along with engineers. So like, how is that feel in terms of the job? Is it pretty stable? Do you see it going up in terms of the people
Hmm.
who are trying to pursue the career into engineering? Do you see it being a good field for
Field.
students, or what would you say?
I was speaking to one of my friends the other day, and she was saying like it's always good to have a job that AI can take
Mm-hmm.
over right now. And
Yeah,
engineering is a job AI can't because people have to be in the field. People have
yeah.
to be out there. AI can't go and build these things or
Mm-hmm.
do these things. So like
Mm-hmm.
it's always good to have a job where, excuse me, AI don't can take it over. So engineering is a job that is in high demand
Yeah.
going into that field. Like, um, yeah, I would say. I mean, I can't go into the money aspect of it
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
pay aspect of it, but engineering is a high demanding job for
Okay.
sure, and even the jobs around being an engineer is high
Mm-hmm.
demanding. Project managers, construction
Mm-hmm.
managers, technicians, and inspectors. All of these
Mm-hmm.
jobs are in high demand, so it's
Yeah.
a good field to be in. I mean, I bet there's many other fields that AI can just
Yeah.
come and take over today or tomorrow. So like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a good field, I would say, to
Okay.
be in. It's growing for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask you, Mickel, in terms of where you see yourself or what you see yourself doing in 5 to 10 years.
5 to 10
Yeah.
years.
I mean, it's a hard thing to just say, all right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do this or that, but like, where do you see
Five to
yourself?
10 years, I see myself maybe still in the U.S. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
having my own engineering firm. I mean, I always wanted to own my own business. I don't want to always work for Uncle Sam.
Mm-hmm.
So um, yeah. So maybe having my own business. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
going back home.
Uh-huh.
Maybe depends on how I feel. Depends on how, because like I said, we got to be on the grind in America. You're in
Mm-hmm.
home,
Yeah.
your mind can relax a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe going back home. I leave it up to God to decide where He wants me and
Mm-hmm.
where.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because He has me here. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and obviously you mentioned a possibility is it going back home. Do
Hmm.
you think you would adjust to the life back home after
Going
being
back to
here?
back home,
Yeah,
yes, I feel like
it might be a little
it
rough,
might it
right?
might be a little rough because it's like, man, I need to be on the go, or
Mm-hmm.
like I was so much on the go. Now I'm laid back now,
Mm-hmm.
but I think being laid back helps with your mental sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, being back home with family and stuff helps you with
Yeah,
just to relax more
yeah.
than your mind just racing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what I mean, being in the US. So possibility. Like, just never know. I just
Yeah.
leave it up to life and
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, I'm just so proud of you in
Hmm.
terms of where you have been and how your life has taken shape.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Obviously, sometimes we have high points, sometimes low
Low
points,
points for
but
sure.
we just gotta keep moving, right?
For
There's
sure.
no
For
other
sure.
option. So,
For sure.
so
Yeah.
really, really proud of you. Really happy to have you here with me today.
Thank you. Thank you for
Um,
having me.
yeah, and I hope you all the best, and
Hmm.
thank you for being here with Flow 360. If you have any shout out to anybody, family back home, anyone that you
Uh,
want to shout out to, go for it, man.
Shout out to my family, my dad, my mom, my sisters, Becky, Micah, Michaela, Travis, my coaches, my people that helped me along the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my biggest shout out is to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, of course, for getting me here, for getting me so far along the journey. And yeah, everybody that helped me along the way,
Mm-hmm.
from teammates to classmates to the lecturers to the everybody, man. There's so
Yeah,
many hands that helped along the
yeah.
way that God put in place for me,
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
to not struggle to the point where I need to go back home or
Mm-hmm.
something. So like, God helped me along this way. So everybody that helped, I just want to say thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
Hmm.
Thank you, Mikhail, for
Thank you for
being
having
here.
me. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me. Go subscribe, go like,
yes, yes.
go do what you got to do.
Yeah,
So
thank you.